Hello everybody, welcome back to this episode, and today we will be talking about another question, which is long question. So I have just put a screenshot of that question on the screen. You can see that over here. It's taken from your textbook. Okay, so chapter number 4 type C and question number 2. You can check that out using your textbook, or simply if you don't have any textbook, just check out this question in the front. Okay, so the question says here actually, wait, where's the intro? Alright, so we have a question that says store charges 120 rupees per item if you buy less than 10 items. If you buy between 10 to 99 items, the cost is 100 rupees per item. And if you buy 100 or more items, the cost is 70 rupees per item. Write a program that asks the user how many items they are buying and prints the total cost. This is basically very easy one. Okay, is it involves if statements actually. All right, so first of all what I'm going to do is we need to ask the user. So the question says ask the user how many items they are buying. Okay, so first of all we'll take the input, that is a is equal to integer and then input. All right, so here I'm going to write enter the number of items you are buying. All right, so now once this has been done, I have to create some if statements. Let's see how many cases we have. The first case is when they buy less than 10 items. The second case is between 10 to 99 items, and the third case is when you buy more than 100 items. So let me create the if statements for three of them. All right, so you can see right over here I have made these three statements, that is if a less than 10, if 10 less than a less than 99, which basically means that a is between 10 and 99, and then the last one if a greater than equal to 100. Now one thing is very important right over here. First of all, the thing is 10 is not included in any of them. All right, so let me show you what I mean actually. So just to show you if 10 is there in any of them or not, let me just run this program and type 10. You see that it's not giving me any output. The thing is 10 is not there in any of the cases, because here we see it is a less than 10, here it is from 11, because 10 is less than a, so it basically means from 11 to 98, not 99. Let's see why not 99. If I type in 99, it has to print 2, but it's not printing. Why? Because there is a lesser sign here. So we can, if we put less than equal to, let's check it out if it works or not. 99, yeah, now it's working. So 99 is there, and here we can do one thing, that is we can add a equal sign here also, because the question does not specify where they are not. So 10, it's printing correctly. Now once we have made our conditions all accurate, it's time for calculation actually. Now for items that are bought less than 10, let's say it's equal to 10, actually less than equal to 10, what is the charge? It's 120 rupees per item. So here what we're going to do is I'm going to write here a statement one. So I'm going to create another variable, b is equal to, or simply cost, okay, is equal to 120 into a. So I have this variable here, cost is equal to 120 into a. So what this basically means is 120 is the cost per item, and then we are going to multiply it by the number of items we have bought. That's simple maths. All right, once I have done from till here, I'm going to go here and do the same thing. We'll create another variable, let's say cost itself, because no matter if you have a cost here, only one condition will be satisfied in one run of the program. So here what is the rate? As you can see on the screen, it's 100 rupees. So 100 into the number of items I bought. Similarly for the last condition, I'm going to write cost is equal to, what's the cost for one item in this range, that is 70 rupees. So 70 into a. Now I've done all these things. Now the last thing is actually to make the user know what the output actually is. So I'm going to press enter right over here. I'm going to print here cost, not here actually. Let's not print here, let's print right over here. I'll tell you why. I'm going to just copy this part and paste it more 2 times right over here. Okay, now I've done all these things. One thing is very important to check, because people might input a negative number in here, because the thing is no one buys a negative item if we buy one item or we buy 0 item, but if it's negative, that's going to be a problem. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write here another thing. I'm going to type here if a less than 0. All right, and then I'm going to print here items cannot be negative. It's simple as it is. You see here I have written something here, a less than equal to 10. So is -1 less than equal to 10? Of course. So here is also a problem. We can do one simple thing right over here. We can just add here 0 less than. Okay, and once I have done all these things, what I have to do is I have to print the cost. Actually, simply go to the next line and print cost. So copy this, let's run the program now, and let's check 40 items. The total cost is 4,000 rupees. Now why is it 4,000? You can see we bought 40 items, so it's in this range, in this part, second part, and it's 100. So 100 into 40 is 4,000. That's perfectly accurate. Let's run. Let's check again. This time let's input 0. What happens? So total cost is 0, because and 0 came in this one because I have less than equal to here. All right, so let's run it again and check some more. Minus 9. Items cannot be negative, and that's one important thing. It should not print me the cost. As you can see, the cost is not printed, but sometimes the cost should be printed. When it's going to be printed? When this thing is not there, when this particular part is not there. All right, if this part is not there, this one, it's going to print me the cost also of negative items. Let's see it out. So I input -9 here, so -9, so total cost -1080, which is a bit awkward. So for that I just added a positive range, okay, from here. All right, and let's see something greater than 100 items. So let's say about 600 items. So 600 into 7 is actually 42,000. That's correct. Okay, let's see another question in this video itself. Okay, so this question is pretty different, but it's pretty easy actually. This kind of questions are mostly used in Python. The question, as you can see on the screen, says write a short program to find average of list of numbers entered through keyboard. Now here is when things get different. They have not said how many numbers should we input. So we can do one thing. We can just modify this question a bit. We can make it something like the user can actually say I want to input 9 numbers. So if the user press 9, types 9 and press enter, the input command should run 9 times. So if the user says like, yeah, I want to input 8 numbers, so the input command of the numbers entered should be printed 8 times. It's something like this actually. All right, so how many numbers you want to enter? Now this will store the number of times the command of input and number will be printed. I'm going to show you. If I write another code here, let's say a is equal to integer input, and then what I'm going to do is enter a number. Basically it's going to enter a number. Now this command is going to define how many times this should be printed. For that we will use for range. All right, so range is where looping occurs, right? So we have to loop these statements the number of times. How many number of times? T number of times. So we have to loop a t number of times. So for that we'll use for. So we'll write for I in range, and then here I'm going to type the stop value, that can be the t value. Okay, so if I write this value as, let's say, 4, so here also this statement should run 4 times. All right, so now I have created an indent, as you can see, colon, and then this part is an indent. If you don't know how to add an indent, let's say you lost the indent, one thing you can do is go backspace and press enter again, or simply press tab on your keyboard. All right, now once I've done that, I have to do nothing but I've just created another variable out of the loop, not in the loop. Let's call it s is equal to 0, and then at the last, yeah, that's all, s is equal to 0. And then what I'm going to do here over here is check this thing out. I'm going to add up all these. So s is equal to s plus a. So the number of times the loop goes on, at that exact time the value of s would be updated by adding up. So 0 plus, let's say I entered a as 1, so 0 plus 1 1, and then at 2, then 3, and it goes on. Now once this would be done, we'll exit the loop and we'll find the average. So AV, short for average, is equal to s. So AV is equal to s divided by the number of numbers that were input, so t. So I have written here how many numbers you want to enter this part. This variable t stores the number of times you want this loop to occur, and that is the number of numbers added. And then at the last, simply I'm going to print AV, or simply you can type here average is, and then we're going to put a comma here and then type AV. Let's run this program now. So let's say 5 numbers, I want to input 5 numbers, so 23, 24, 65, 79, 76, and then 8. So average is 39.2. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how we do these questions actually. So I hope that's all for this video. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, leave a like, don't subscribe to the channel if you've not turned on notifications. Tomorrow we will be doing some questions that will be based on nested loops. Actually, we'll see that tomorrow itself. Nested ifs, or nested loops, whatever you call them. So like this video if I found this video informative. Hoping to see you guys very soon.